Courtney Cox here with Doug Kyde at training camp for the Patriots. Another blistering hot day, but we got a preseason game coming up on Thursday against Washington. Lots of new players we see out here. For you, you look at this roster as it is right now, who needs this game the most on Thursday?
I think I would start by looking at the running backs, just because there's really a competition there for that fifth running back spot if the Patriots do choose to keep 5 running backs. And it really kind of comes down to Jeremy Hill and Mike Gillislee. You mentioned new players. Jeremy Hill is the new guy on this team, and it seems like he's got a leg up on Mike Gillislee right now just by staying healthy. But you don't really know until training camp because there's no tackling out here. And with running backs, breaking tackles is really one of the most important parts of the job. So I would say Hill and Gillislee on offense. On defense, you can't really gauge linebacker play, I feel like, that well during training camp. So some of those young guys like Juwan Bentley, Christian Sam, both draft picks, I think that they have to have pretty good games. And some of those borderline players as well, linebacker like Landon Roberts, he still has to lock down and roll on this team. So preseason's definitely important. Running backs, linebackers, right there in the middle of the field.
All right, we can't talk about new guys without talking about Eric Decker. We heard from him for the first time, the media he talked to after practice, and he had a lot to say about Tom Brady working with him. What do you see out of him out on the field?
Yeah, he actually caught a pass during 11-on-11s today, which is better than what he did in his first practice. It was from Brian Hoyer, so he hasn't worked with Tom Brady too much at this point. But yeah, I'd say that, Eric Decker is certainly fighting for a role on this team. We'll see how much he plays on Thursday, but I think that he has to really get going early because there is definitely a lot of competition there at wide receiver if he wants to beat out guys like Kenny Britt or some of the younger guys like Riley McCarron and Braxton Berrios. And one thing that I think would be pretty important for Eric Decker is if he can return punts for the Patriots. We actually saw him doing that early in practice. He has returned a few punts in his career, but the Patriots definitely need a punt returner while Julian Edelman is facing that 4-game suspension.
Was interesting to hear people ask Rob Gronkowski about Eric Decker. All he had to say was, great guy, don't really pay attention to him out there while I'm practicing as well.
There we go.
Trained well,
yes,
Rob Gronkowski.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that will do it for us. Great things from Doug as well. You can follow along with him on social media at Doug Kyde or myself at Cox Courtney. Keep it locked in, NESN.com. We have all your training camp coverage.